there, welcome to a new video. So today's video is going to be completely dedicated to my Monstera Adansonii. I did want to talk a little bit about the glow up that it had over the last 3 months. I will insert a picture of how it was looking roughly 3 months ago, and you could see there's only one vine that's growing up the moss ball. So now there are 4 growth points that are growing on here. So yeah, I did want to talk a little bit about how I achieved these results, and I'm also going to give it a moss ball extension in this video because I don't know if it wants to show it a bit, but it is growing over the moss ball. So I really need to do something about this really quickly because else it's going to be hard to put an extension on it. So that's also something that I want to do for this video, give this one an extension and yeah, just talk a little bit about how I achieved these results. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. Okay, maybe we'll go and change the angle sometimes because like now you can't really see I think a lot of what I'm doing. So I will search and see what works the best angle wise. But I have all my supplies ready. I have a moss ball ready. I have a garden stake, zip ties and a tweezer thingy. I have been doubting on placing it in a bigger pot. It is a little bit wobbly in there. I don't really want to repot it though because I think there is only one vine or maybe 2 vines relying on that root system. The rest is just relying on the roots within the moss ball. So I've put the camera a little bit lower. But I really can't fit it all in the screen, so I think I'm just going to film it from different angles. But since we're first going to put the garden stake in there, I'm just gonna poke it right into there. So I've put the garden stake really on the back side where the tie ribs are. So the first thing I'm going to do is secure this garden stake to this moss ball. One, I think I'm going to do, I think 2 will be enough. Ooh. Okay, I'm really starting to doubt that I maybe should really put it in a different parts. I could put some more soil on top of it to make it hopefully create a little bit more stability, but I think that will be minimal. I'm immediately going to chop off these tie ribs. Okay, so I think this will be done really quickly and then I will get into the whole transformation that we went with this one. But okay, this will be an exciting part because I have 3 poles that I've extended by myself, so I will see if this will work. I think I'm going to change the angle again. Okay, first thing is putting on some moss in this area to fill it up all to the edge. Oh, I've never waited this long for a moss ball extension. Oh, there are some 2 more pieces. So I hope it will go okay. Oh, this is scary. Okay, it's on there, so okay, I maybe should have immediately got a zip tie. Okay, so I'm first going to zip tie is somewhere halfway, I think. Okay, now for the moment of truth, will it stay? Yeah! Whoop, whoop. Okay, I'm thinking what I should do now. If I should first secure these poles together or that I go to the top. I think it doesn't matter where I'm gonna start, so I think I'm going to immediately secure these two poles. I am going to place another tie rib over here. Try to secure it as tight as it can. If you're struggling with this part where you're going to secure these two poles, because it works differently than sideways than going up, but I like to just bend the tip of the tie rib like that, and then it goes way more easily. You immediately can put it through. I must say that this moss ball, I made it this morning, but I do feel that there's maybe a little bit too much moss in it. I really put a lot in it, more than what I normally do. But I thought it could maybe work to keep the moss ball a little bit moist for longer, but it's really way more heavier than my other poles are. But yeah, if it will help to retain the moisture longer, then I'm there for it. Okay, so now snipping off these bits. And then you turn the tie rib inside, and I think with this it also makes it a little bit tighter. I'm just using the edge of another tie rib just to fill in it a bit. Normally I use a chopstick for it. I think that later on I will just fix this up with a chopstick, but the last zip tie rib, I want to say tie rib, that's just the Dutch word, it's zip tie. So we're just finishing zip tie. I felt this extension went really fast. That's nice. I think you get, if you do it more often, you get handier with it. I'm amazed by how stable it still is though. So yeah, garden stake is really something that... Oh, I just thought I forgot to tell. That's my snipper. That's my snipper. So here's one. So this is the finished results. A new very tall moss ball. I saw that one of the new leaves I did accidentally ripped it a bit. Oops. But yeah, overall I'm really happy that this is done and that it can grow nicely further. I will take the camera and show a little bit of a close-up. Here is the finished result, a little bit of a close-up. So here's the extension. You can see it can grow for a long while, but if you see it, it's in a really small pot. I think this is a 15 centimeter pot. I accidentally ripped a little part over there. I don't know when it happened, but it happened today because yesterday it wasn't there. Yeah, it's really stunning. So you can see, like, here is a growth point. Well, there. Where was the other one going? Over there, and then somewhere over here is another growth point. So that was it for this extension. I will now talk a little bit about how I achieved this lush Monstera Adansonii. So a bit of a backstory about this plant, because I think I got this Adansonii, I think more than 2 years ago. So I just got a small plant. I propagated it, took single node cuttings, and I made sure that those ones first were going to root. So once those propagations were rooted, I've put it on, immediately put it on a 19 centimeter moss ball. So originally I started with 3 cuttings on this ball, and I'm not really sure what happened anymore. I think one of the vine just warded or something. I'm not sure exactly what happened, and that other vine, I don't know, I think I took it out at some point because it also was not doing well. But yeah, so eventually I had just one vine climbing on there, and I just really didn't like the look. And at a certain point, the bottom leaves started to yellow. I think it had to do with sitting in water for too long. So I chopped those, and yeah, I was just really not happy with how it was looking, and I was really considering getting rid of it. Since I was already considering getting rid of it, I thought to do a little experiment with it, and that was that I've chopped it on 3 places along the vine. And my hope with that was that it would activate the growth point that was beneath it. And I'm really happy that it did. It did activate all the growth points that were beneath the cut that I made. And there were 4 growth points that were starting to grow. So that's how I created this lush Adansonii without really doing anything else with it, like chopping it and then propagating it. So I think that's just really something really cool about moss balls, that once your plant is really rooted into the moss ball, that you can just propagate it while it's still on a moss ball. So yeah, really cool to do that. And I've also did that with my Philodendron melanochrysum, and that was a little bit tricky because I think there was only 2 nodes that were growing in the moss ball, and I thought like I'm just gonna try it, and it took it really well. Like the new leaf that grow out of it is like, I think it was even bigger than before I made a chop. So yeah, and you can also see it with this one, that the new growth that came out didn't became smaller or anything. It became like the same size, or some vines or even bigger than what they were. So yeah, that was a little bit about the story how I created this lush Monstera Adansonii. Yeah, if you have any comments or questions, please let me know, and yeah, I will hope to see you in my next video. Bye!